Good evening. It is August 29th of 2020. To the normal world, it is Saturday night. To me, this is my Friday, so I'm out. Turn that off. Start with a little PSA. Don't get high as a mofo and then call the cops and say, I see lights in the woods. Just don't. Usually leads to a whole lot of questions that you're not willing or able to answer. There's a story with that. Maybe another day. Here's a thought. Maybe down the road I'll do tales from a patrol car. Anyway. Let's talk about the Kenosha hat trick. I held off on doing this one because I wanted to see what else was going to come out about it, because going into it, I had preconceived notions. And happily, some of them were wrong. My initial question was, what parent lets their kid go to a riot zone and transport a firearm across state lines when he's not of legal age to do so? Happily, that was not the case. Turns out Kyle Rittenhouse was actually working as a lifeguard in Kenosha, which is about 30 minutes from where he lives in Illinois. It's about a difference in travel time from, my job to my house. Maybe plus a few for me. It's just in-state. So, there is that. Now, I will still say this. I don't have kids, but I was 17 years old. And when I was 17 years old, point of fact is I was retarded. I did some dumb shit, right? Pretty sure we all did when we were 17 years old. My father always used to tell me, go to work after school and come home. Nothing good happens after dark. You will only get in trouble. You may not go looking for it, but it will come looking for you. So, why this kid's parents didn't tell him, go to work and get your 17-year-old ass home, I don't know. That's between him, them, and the man upstairs. Complaint out of the way. So, dude was a lifeguard. When he got done with his lifeguarding shift, he went to go clean graffiti. And then him and some buddies decided they were going to go protect local businesses. Again, I don't see how handing a 17-year-old a rifle was a good idea. However, at 17, you can still get waived to join the military and be handed a rifle. So, like I said, I'm a little conflicted on this one. I think this kid got put in a place that he shouldn't have been put. Be it by his own doings or by peer pressure, I don't know. I can't answer that. That part will have to come out in the wash. That being said, when it comes down to his actions, him actively defending himself from lethal force, I have no problem with it. For months and months, I've been saying these people were going to attack somebody that was armed and ready to defend themselves. The only shame of it is it had to be a 17-year-old. Because now this guy's life is forever altered by taking 2 lives and grievously injuring another. Regardless of what you think of the lives he took and the person he injured, he still has to live with that for the rest of his life. And there is a chance he may spend the rest of his life dealing with that in prison. I highly doubt it, but the chance is there. So the first guy that he killed, Rosenbaum was his name, I think. You can see him on video throwing a Molotov cocktail at the guy. Self-defense. After he shoots him and realizes he hit him, yes, he flees the scene, dialing 911 to say, I shot someone. The second guy, Huber, chases him down and hits him in the head with a skateboard. Lethal force. He shoots him in the chest. Okay. The third guy, Grolich or Grosswick, whatever the hell his name was, shoots at him with a Glock. He shoots him in the bicep, wounding him grievously in the right arm. Justified. Let's go back to the first guy, Rosenbaum, convicted pedo. The second guy, Huber, convicted of domestic battery. The third guy, Grosslick or Grolich, I can never remember that one's name. Convicted of violent offenses with guns. The first guy was seen earlier on video singling out Mr. Rittenhouse, telling him, shoot me, N-word, shoot me. There are certain words I won't use. That would be one of them. I'll drop an F-bomb with the best, but sorry, racial slurs, it doesn't do anything for me. And you've got the left-wing media saying, oh, he shot 3 people, killed 2, and look, the little white kid didn't get killed by the cops. Well, there's a couple of reasons for that. The first of which being that the cops were given a stand-down order and told not to interfere with the riots by the frickin' mayor. Number 1. Number 2, he turned himself in. Surrendered. Didn't resist arrest. Didn't go for a weapon. Said, I'm the guy you're looking for. Smartly surrendered to a jurisdiction that was not Kenosha, Wisconsin. Now, that I've glossed over all of that, what's the takeaways on this? The takeaway is, regardless of who you are and what you're doing, if you're 100% right, if you're 100% wrong, and you're not one of the rioters, the media will make you out to be the bad guy. Know that going into whatever you're doing. That if you are legally defending your life from lethal force, with lethal force, the media will make you out to be the bad guy. Now, I'm not sure on the Wisconsin law about a minor carrying a firearm or openly carrying a firearm, so he may end up catching the weapons charge. I don't know how that works out there. Somebody will probably come along in the comments and be like, dude, they'll be free and clear, or yeah, no, that's going to be a problem. That's what the comments are for. We all learn down there too. Number 1. Number 2, I would say don't be where the riot is. unless you're prepared to defend your life and be put on trial by a jury of the mainstream media. Number 3, I think it's pathetic that all the supposed I wish an MF would patriot crowd put a 17-year-old kid on the line with them, and that's the one that had to do the heavy lifting. I really do. Last but not least, the Kenosha Police Department. If you guys aren't ashamed of yourselves for obeying that stand down order, you should be. Plain and simple, you should be. The day I get a stand down order from my chief to let a riot happen, let them destroy what they want, don't make any arrests, don't get involved. The day I plink my tin on the desk, turn my happy ass home, and don't look back. Given the character of my chief, if he had to give that order, I suspect you'd be seeing the sparks coming off his Nikes too. However, I have to question the character of anybody that would give that order. Is your pension really worth that? The destruction that was caused, the lives that were ruined. Maybe to some it is. Not this guy. So, sermon over. What else can we take away from this? Well, I would suspect that the Antifa crowd is now going to be showing up to their little extracurricular activities a bit more well-armed. Because for all the times everybody said, I wish an MFer would, well, they did, and that's what happened. And I'll screw around and find out. There you go. They found out. The Patriot crowd hopefully looks at this as a call to arms to not leave the heavy lifting to juveniles. It blows my mind that a 17-year-old was put in that position. Did he handle himself pretty well when confronted with lethal force? Yeah. You have the God-given right to self-defense. Plain and simple. Doesn't matter how the media wants to spin it. I just hope that when people put themselves in that position, that they are aware of the grievous consequences on both sides of the fence. If you are the patriot attempting to defend life and property, or if you are the little commie twerp trying to destroy life and property, know that there is someone willing to use equal and opposing force to keep you from doing what you're doing. I could rant about this for probably hours. About how this dude should never been put in that position. But that ain't gonna do me any good. That's not gonna unshoot the pedo, the wife beater, and violent criminal. I mean, quite honestly, I don't give a rat's ass about their lives. Their lives ceased to matter when they did what they did to earn those titles. Just goes to show somebody that has a clue what to do with the weapon in their hands is capable of. So for those of you that don't think you should get training as much as you can. Even if the best you can do is shoulder tapping a friend that went to basic, boot, whatever the Air Force calls it, or the friggin' police academy. If you've never handled a gun before, seek out knowledge. And know that there's probably a bigger target on your back now than there was a week ago. Because they perceive you as a fascist and a Nazi and a threat to society. Even though your primary concern is life, liberty, and property. All things you have a right to. Keep an eye on it. I think the kid's got a good defense team. There's a good chance that he won't be convicted of squat, which will result in more rioting. So, know your surroundings, know what you're walking into. If your intent is not to walk into a riot, don't walk into a friggin' riot. If your intent is to defend life, liberty, and property from a riot, know that you may have to take life to defend it. Anyway, I guess I couldn't get off the soapbox for 20 minutes. I'm out. You guys have a good weekend. I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully I'll get a gun video done for Monday. Just to show off some of the new toys. Be safe. Watch your six. Out for now.